Hey everyone, Mike here from MLive&apos. Joined as always by Justin Rogers. Lions, it's a tough opening week game, Justin, and there are a lot of things that have come out of that game to be concerned about. For you, what's the biggest concern about the Lions at this point?
I look at this game and I look at the New England game, and I know there's a big gap of separation there, but I feel like the formula to beat the defense is out there right now, and that's quick hitting passes, and the Lions weren't able to really adjust in either game. I'm concerned about that. I think Terrell Austin is a good defensive coordinator, but in both those games, I just didn't see the necessary adjustments in the back seven to eliminate those routes. And once the Lions' pass rush is taken away, then the defense becomes really pedestrian, really fast.
Yeah, that's a concern for sure. And I look particularly at the linebacker play, and they just are not covering enough ground in pass coverage at this point. I look specifically at a guy like Stephen Tulloch. I mean, that to me at this point is, aside from injuries to Levy and stuff like that, that's the biggest concern I have about this team. He looks like at least so far through one game, and it's a small sample size at this point, but he looked like he's getting old, or looked like a guy who's not totally back after the ACL injury. Was targeted 9 times by Philip Rivers. Philip Rivers completed all 9 of those passes. He looked slow. He missed, I believe, 3 tackles. Not a good game from Tulloch. Pass coverage has never been his strength, even when he was at his best. And
right.
Now that maybe he's in decline a little bit, it's becoming an even bigger problem. Getting Levy back will help, I think, cover up some of the issues that are there. But Stephen Tulloch not looking very good at this point. I think that's a concern for the defense.
A rough game for 3 veteran leaders altogether. It was Tulloch, it was Rashean Mathis, who I think played better than maybe we thought. Allen obviously had a lot of success there, but Mathis did do some good things in other areas. And Hedebo also really struggled on this one. Also had 3 missed tackles, a lot of bad angles.
Yeah, and if you go back to last year, Justin, his worst 2 games of last year were the regular season finale in Green Bay, the playoff in Dallas. String those together, that's three really bad games for Hedebo over a long period of time. How concerned are you by that?
Yeah, that more so I think maybe than Tulloch. I don't want to jump on one game for him. He is coming back from a serious injury. He has a track record of proven ability. He's an incredibly instinctual player. The one thing I didn't see in this game that I'm so used to seeing from him is the ability to shed blocks. He plays with a natural leverage because he's a smaller guy. He plays with violent hands, and he just couldn't seem to get off any blocks in that game. Got eaten up a lot. You mentioned the coverage issues. That's always been kind of part of it. And it's not just him. I mean, Philip Rivers picked apart everyone in that game. 19 straight completions, and it's just it's brutal.
And spinning it forward, Teddy Bridgewater is not Philip Rivers by any stretch of the imagination. Nope. But the kid is an accurate quarterback, and he's a guy with weapons who could pick apart the Lions again in the short to intermediate routes. That's something he can do. I'm curious to see how Adrian Peterson does and how they utilize him after his quiet opener. But I think the thing the Lions would have to be concerned about is that short passing game, because it's been proven to beat the Lions. You mentioned the Patriots game from last year. We definitely saw it last week against the Chargers. And do the Lions have the answers? I'm not sure they do, especially with Levy out.
Yeah, I imagine we're going to see a lot of quick slants, quick outs to Mike Wallace, to Charles Johnson. Peterson can catch out of the backfield. I don't know how many screen passes they'll run to him, maybe to their other backs in the backfield. But Bridgewater completed something like 84% of his passes in the preseason, 64% in a not great opener for the Vikings in general, but accurate. The one thing that's weird about Bridgewater, I haven't been able to marry the two concepts, is as good as he is in those short routes, you think short routes get rid of the ball quickly. That's where Philip Rivers killed the Lions. I did the stopwatching of all his throws in the second half, 1.77 seconds on average, how quickly it was out of his hands in the second half. Teddy Bridgewater holds on to it longer than any quarterback in the NFL. In Week 1, was bad at it last year. Got sacked by the Lions 8 times last year. So I don't know why he's having so much success short, but not getting rid of the ball quickly. If he holds on to it, the Lions are in much better shape.
That's what we got for today. A lot of Lions-Vikings coverage coming down the pipe this week, so keep it right here. For Justin Rogers, I'm Meinke. We're MLive. Keep it right here.